Let's compare the Xbox Ally X's screen against the Lenovo Legion Go 2's.
How much different is that OLED, and does it justify that £300 price difference?
Yes.
And that's the thing, got to preface this whole thing with.
Yes.
Yes, we're going to compare them because they're the two flagship devices for PC handhelds right now. But it has to be said, the Lenovo Legion Go 2 is about £300 more in the UK than the Xbox Ally X.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And that price difference is obviously significant, and that does represent this quality step.
Yes, yeah, and it's about $350 difference in the US.
And the big difference is there with the Lenovo Legion Go 2, that extra £300, $350, you are, of course, getting that 8.8-inch OLED.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for me to keep the 128KB lights on with today's totally impartial paid advertisement, and that's with Sintra AI. So you probably know there's quite a lot that goes into running a channel like 128KB. There's the thumbnails, there's the scripts, I'm trying to sound important. What if I could streamline the whole operation and keep more of the money from these sweet ads to myself? Or maybe, what if I could replace Andy and become the undisputed star of 128KB all to myself? Well, I might have just found the solution, and that is with today's sponsor, Sintra AI. Now, hold on, it's not just another AI chatbot. This is actually like hiring a full team of 12 specialist AI employees. It's kind of genius. You've got AI assistants for literally everything that makes running this channel or any business or side hustle or whatever it is you do feel actually possible. I'm talking things like Alex, their social media manager, where you can just feed it one of these videos and bam, it writes the tweets, the Instagram posts, the Facebook posts, the TikTok ideas, all of it done inside of Sintra. Then there's Eve, like an AI content writer. I can get her to draft script outlines, write email newsletters, all that kind of repetitive manual stuff, or at least just get me started on some of these things that stop me from playing more games. And instead of paying for 5 or 6 different AI tools that will never talk to each other, Sintra puts all of those together in one place and with just one subscription for my entire AI workforce. And also I've got their AI marketing director making moves on our next big operation. So Andy, your performance review is up, and honestly, mate, it's not looking that good for you. So look, if you're running your own YouTube channel, maybe a Twitch streamer, your own side hustle or a little self-employed business, whatever it is, and you feel like you're drowning in a million separate different manual tasks, then definitely check out Sintra because it will give you some of that time back. They've given us a special link to get started. I'll leave that down in the description below. So make sure you head over to Sintra AI to get your own AI army started. And thank you to them for sponsoring today's video and helping me in my devious plan of taking over the entirety of 128KB.
I'll break down the specs, and then we can side by side them.
We can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lenovo has an 8.8-inch 1200p 16x10 OLED panel working at 144 hertz with VRR and a VRR range of between 30 hertz and that 144 hertz maximum.
Yep.
A huge step down in its kind of minimum for VRR.
Oh,
massive.
Yeah, absolutely massive.
It has HDR Visa True Black 1000 working at 1100 nits peak brightness. It covers the DC-IP3, 100% color gamut.
Yep.
All the things. And of course, it has the super gloss finish OLED panel.
Yes.
Asus, the ROG Xbox Ally X is a 7-inch 16x9 1080p panel, 120 hertz VRR with a VRR working range of 48 to 120 hertz. It's a 500 nits peak brightness. And of course, this is an IPS panel. So massively different.
Yes.
Just in the specs.
Different. Yes. Yeah. The specs are totally different.
Just on paper, before we actually talk about our experiences with the two screens, does the specs alone justify the price difference? And I know you've bought into it, so it's a hard question.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is a difficult one, isn't it? It really depends, I suppose, on if you care about the size. If you want to keep things portable, then it depends. But for me, those specs are like, top end there on that Legion Go 2.
Yeah.
And if all the promises are there and they're correct, then the way I see it is the screen's the window into the game, right?
Yeah.
So it's the thing that it connects you to this, providing that you've got the performance behind it. But arguably, these machines are pretty similarly spec'd.
Yeah.
The only difference being the Legion Go's got more RAM. So, like to me, I feel like the screen has to be top end if you're chasing top end, like the best experience, not the best budget.
Yeah.
So for the absolute top end experience, that screen needs to be really good. And we know OLED is beautiful to game on.
Oh, 100%.
So that's what caught me up. And I was like,
Yeah.
I need to get one of these just to test if their claims are true.
Yeah. And before we go like side by side, I will kind of preface this objectively. If you're obviously maxing out your budget, the experience you get on the Xbox Ally X is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
When you side by side with things that are more expensive, then it starts becoming a little unfair.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in of itself, it is an incredible experience. And the same with the MSI Core A8, a little tiny bit more expensive than the Asus device, slightly bigger 16 by 10 screen. Again, it's not OLED, but again, is a great experience on its own. But £300 price difference is about a 30% increase in price. It starts like kind of dwarfing the Asus here.
Absolutely. And when you look at OLED panels, TVs, monitors, they're always extortionate. So you're kind of expecting that jump up to get that premium level feel. And that's the thing for me, because the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X use the same screen as the original Ally and the Ally X.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already had both of those. So kind of, I wanted to try something different
If
that
you
wasn't
want
the
to
same.
upgrade.
Yeah. For someone upgrading, I didn't want to go to the same screen for the third time.
Yeah.
You know, so I wanted to try something new. That's why I went there.
So the first one is the obvious one that you'll see, and it's not the IPS versus OLED thing.
No.
It's size.
It is size.
Does size matter?
Oh, wow. It does for me, because I'm getting on now, you know, so it does. I mean, 7-inch I think was fine at the start of it all.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to Game Boys and stuff like that, which are tiny, you know, so 7-inch was like, wow, this is wicked, really, really cool. But now like certain text becomes a little bit more difficult to read, details in games where you might need to see a bit further, like maybe even shooters and stuff where you want to have a bit more of an edge, being able to see what's happening. I do feel like size is important. I still think the sweet spot would be 8 inches.
Yeah, I will stand by that, and the Switch 2 kind of showed that to me really clearly.
Yeah,
8 inches is absolutely the sweet spot for for handheld screens.
Yeah, because it keeps the size down a bit.
Yeah,
whilst maximizing that screen space.
And whilst we're talking about screens, I think the biggest letdown of the Ally X variant is that it didn't have an 8-inch screen.
Yes.
And they could have conceivably separated the Ally and the Ally X by the screen size.
That's what I was hoping for. The more premium tier one to be an 8-inch, and the cheaper the Xbox Ally to be that 7-inch.
Yeah.
You know, they should have done that.
And at least in the UK, I was expecting the Ally X variant to be more expensive than the last generation anyway. So if it did have that £50, £100 uptick
yes,
that we see in the MSI Core A8,
yeah,
it's exactly that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be shocked if that came out $850. You go, okay, cool. But it's got an 8-inch screen.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they didn't. So it does weirdly feel small now.
Yes.
And I feel bizarre saying it because it's a big device.
It is quite a big device, yeah.
But it does weirdly feel small, especially when you go side by side, which is what we're talking
when you compare it to the Lead You Go 2, like that thing just seems absolutely monstrous now.
Huge.
Yeah. And it's almost laughable when you see it.
Yeah.
Especially in pictures. But then when you start gaming on it, like it is so good.
Yeah.
Like I see it as a laptop replacement.
100% agree with you. Yeah.
You know, it's like gaming on an iPad.
Yeah.
But like an actual handheld.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The slightly disappointing thing is when I've spent a lot of time recently playing Switch 2 handheld. And then when I go to this, I go, oh, I do feel like I'm stepping down a little bit.
Yes.
Because you're losing quite a lot of screen space.
Yeah. Going from 7.9 inch down to 7 inch. Yeah.
I'm also talking about screen space. That's the aspect ratio question. Obviously, this is a 16 by 10, the Lenovo Legion Go 2, and this is a 16 by 9.
Yeah.
I past tense hated 16 by 10s because I always thought they looked too square.
Yeah.
And 16 by 9 felt cinematic. That was until I spent a lot of time this morning playing on 16 by 10 and going, I know, I totally understand it now.
Yeah.
That added screen real estate.
Yeah.
God, it makes a difference.
And that's what makes it feel like an even bigger screen again. Yeah. Because, you know, the size is corner to corner, right? Yeah. So obviously being 16 by 10, it's now made the corners even like bigger. Yeah. So it's like, it just feels overall huge. It wouldn't look as big if it was a 16 by 9, I don't think. You know, but being 16 by 10, it's just opened that window even more.
And if they went 8-inch 16 by 10 on this.
Yeah.
Or even if it was still 7-inch 16 by 10, you're just reducing
Yeah.
some of the, and it's the note I've got here, the bezel size.
Yeah. So I think on the Steam Deck, the original, that was, I think, a 7.4 inch.
Yeah.
But because it was 16 by 10, the screen is actually quite a good size.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could fit in that chassis perfectly on the Xbox Ally X.
Yeah.
They did that 7.4, just got rid of the bezels.
And bezels is where the OLED really starts to shine, at least at its first blush.
Yeah.
You lose the border between the bezel and the screen with the OLED, especially in games, because it's 16 by 10. In games that are running 16 by 9,
Yeah.
and you've got black borders top and
You
bottom,
don't even notice.
you lose it. Yeah.
Yep.
So it feels like the whole thing kind of merges into one big screen,
Yes.
almost like it's bezel-less, which it's not. There are still bezels on there. I mean, they're not huge.
Yeah, they're not very
but they're
big anyway.
there.
Yes.
On the Asus Xbox Ally X, the bezels are
Pretty noticeable.
pretty noticeable.
Yeah, they're big.
Large.
They're like a centimeter.
In comparison, at least, it feels disappointing.
Yeah.
On its own, you don't notice.
That's the thing. If you've just got your Xbox Ally X and you're just playing that
Yeah.
with no other means of comparison, it's a great screen.
Yes.
It's still how I felt when I very first used the Ally and the Ally X. I was like, this is a wicked screen because VRR, like
All
1080p. It's a great screen for an LCD screen. It's just when you compare it to something better, then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, like
Gets difficult.
yeah, it gets difficult. And that size for me really did it. Like when I ordered the Legion Go 2, I was like, I really don't know what I'm going to feel like this because it's going to be huge. And then when I very first loaded stuff up, I almost felt my eyes relax from like lack of strain.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is better. Like this is better, even though it's a big chunky old device.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's I immediately fell in love with it.
Colors. Tell me about the colors, Andy.
Well, the Legion Go 2's got a DCI P3 100% color gamut range.
Wow, are you a color scientist?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I made those numbers and letters up.
Yeah. There's no comparison, unfortunately.
Yeah,
There's just none. But then it is unfair because you're looking at a really great OLED panel compared to an IPS panel.
Yes, LCD. Yeah.
So the difference is night and day.
Yes.
Like literally night and day.
Yeah, we were like having games side by side and looking at them, and it almost looked like you had like some sort of different color setting on.
Yeah, like a different LUT as well.
Yeah. So on one you would see like purple hues or browns in stuff, and the other was just like flat and grey. It was a little bit like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. And I think a big part of the color representation is being washed out by the lack of dynamic range.
Yeah.
Because obviously, this is a HDR and a HDR certified panel.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting up to 1100 nits peak brightness.
Yes.
It's 500 nits on this.
Yeah.
This is able to represent the difference between dark and light and extreme light really well.
And it really captivates
without losing the clarity and the color that's inside that information. Whereas when you have less dynamic range available to you, then you can't do that.
Yeah, and it will just peak or clip or anything like that. So it flattens the image greatly. And I think the color representation paired with the HDR, the high dynamic range, really lets this excel. Like we were looking at Star Wars Squadrons and not Jak and Daxter. What's the other one? Ratchet and Clank. All right.
An old school.
I did, yeah. So Ratchet and Clank, we were looking at those side by side, and the creation of depth that could be perceived from the OLED panel was insane. And I hadn't really noticed that until we had them side by side. I was like, wow, like that really changes.
And it's all those things. It's the color representation, it's the HDR, and of course, it's just the fact that it's OLED in general.
Yes.
You just, all those three things together, it's like it changes the experience entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, then when you go back to the IPS panel on this, you're like, oh, I can feel like that OLED step forward.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that you get, of course, with it being an OLED panel is the viewing angles.
Yes.
It's not really a massive problem if we're honest.
No, because you're pretty much going to be square on to the thing.
Yeah.
But if someone's sat next to you on a train or like on the sofa or something and you're playing and...
Well, I'll say this. When you had the Lenovo Legion Go on your lap there,
yes,
I could see what you're playing perfectly.
Yes.
But with the Ally X sat there, I can't.
Yeah.
Now, it's weird that I would be watching you play from here. So I always take the viewing angles argument with a pinch of salt because it's rare that unless it's like a wall-mounted TV
Yeah.
and you've got like a wraparound lounge or something.
Yeah.
It's rare that you're off angle with these devices.
Yeah.
But it does start to wash out the more you
Yes.
move it away from yourself. And maybe there's situations where you've got it down on your lap and away from you that might become an issue.
Yeah. I must admit, in use, I've not had an issue personally viewing the Xbox Ally X.
Yeah.
Like whilst I've been playing it myself, I've not had any issue because I'm always on center with it, right? But yeah, if someone was trying to watch it elsewhere or something, then maybe. I mean, the benefit of the OLED screen on this Lenovo is it's that good that you could totally just play movies on this.
Totally good.
Like you on a flight or something, you could just load a movie
I'll
up.
go back to that thing that the phrase that you've been using a lot for it. It's a laptop replacement.
Yeah.
That's a really good gaming device. And
Yeah.
this is just a gaming device.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has that multimedia kind of facet to it as well. You definitely could take that away with you and use it to stream Netflix.
Yeah. And have someone sat slightly off angle and be totally fine watching it.
Yeah, 100%. The big question, we did answer it a little bit. I'm not sure in what order these videos go out. We did answer it a little bit in looking at the screen
Yes.
in detail.
Yes.
Does the OLED flicker, does VRR work properly?
Yes, it does. So far.
That is mind-blowing.
Yes. Yeah, I can't get over it. Like, they've absolutely nailed it. So that was our biggest fear, was OLED VRR flicker. And we've...
All the manufacturers, Asus came out with it, Nintendo were very keen on it. The reason they went with these LCD panels is so they could use VRR and not get the flicker. And of course, in a handheld device, as we've said a million times, VRR is more important than OLED. 100%. But if you can get them working together, then you're winning.
Yes.
It seems like, at least right now, Lenovo have got them working together and playing ball. And the cost of that is another £300. That's the cost of entry.
Yeah. And, you know, to be fair, well, I'm willing to pay that for the best experience.
I think the argument is if you've got an existing Ally X device and you're looking to upgrade, and that's a kind of key point, then this is the upgrade.
Yeah, it is,
If you're not willing to spend that money, then hold on to your Ally X. Or this is like the kind of...
It's a sidestep.
But we said this before they were launched, that this is a weird generation. And beyond like some big technical leaps that we're unaware of, which the OLED we were unaware of, beyond that happening, this kind of, it's a weird place to upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're coming in fresh,
you
don't have a PC handheld at the moment, maybe you bought a Steam Deck like 4 or 5 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
You go, okay, now's the time to step up. Well, that depends on your budget.
Yeah, it does,
If the budget maxes out at like £800, then that's the only device to pick, isn't it?
Yes.
Cost of entry to getting an OLED in these devices is very high.
Yeah, and if you've got a Steam Deck OLED, the only jump is to the Legion, really.
I think, you'll struggle going away from the OLED. Yeah, I don't want to bash on the Ally X too much because this isn't really unfair comparison.
It's a very unfair comparison because, I mean, it's another, third of the cost of the device on top.
But it is a question we've been asked about 500 times.
We've been asked so much.
And it feels like we're in a privileged position to have access to both.
Absolutely.
That's not so, you know, let's answer it. And the answer's a kind of obvious one. The OLED is better.
Yes.
But is way more expensive.
Yes.
And is way less portable.
Yeah, it's big.
It's huge.
It is big. It is big.
It's not even like a middle ground. It's just massive.
Yeah.
But I will say, when you're playing it, it's incredible being that big.
Yeah, it is amazing.
It's like playing on a great laptop, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Yep.
So I know that that's not solved any consumer advice whatsoever. Make your own minds up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, again, the performance of these two devices are nigh on the same.
Yeah.
So you literally are just paying for a bigger screen and that more added RAM.
Yeah.
So it's down to whether or not a screen is worth it to you.
Yeah. Well, as you say, though, it is the portal into which you are connecting to these devices. So it is important.
Yeah.
I want to know what you guys think there, though. So let us know down in the comments down below. Whilst you're down there, please do like this video, subscribe for more handheld gaming content.
Yes.
What else should they do?
Become a member and you get to chat to us over on our private Discord.
So until next time.
Bye.